Welcome into Bark at the Park night here at Great Park in Irvine, where Omaha and all of her furry friends are in attendance to watch the Orange County Riptide take on the San Diego Bombers in the fourth meeting this season between the two squads. Good evening, folks, wherever you may be. Avi Singh alongside Aiden Pham. And Aiden, this is the fourth meeting already between the Riptide and the Bombers, but the Riptide are coming in after a crucial win yesterday over in Santa Barbara.
Yeah, huge win for the team yesterday in Santa Barbara. You go to a place that's tough to win at against a really good Forester team. They come out with the win. A really gritty, good performance by the pitching staff. And tonight's just another chance to get better, right? You know you've beat this Bombers team a couple times already early on in the season. It's a game where you got to stay focused because the Bombers are good enough to beat you if you're not on your A game.
It was a solid pitching staff anchored in a relief performance by Jackson Pace, who we'll talk to later in the fifth inning, so stick around for that. Well, Scott Stanley and the Bombers are back here at Great Park for the fourth time. Here's their lineup. Jackson Summers plays in center field and leads things off. Isaac Castanon, the second baseman, bats second. John Luca Finelli in the outfield bats third. Mark McNanny, the third baseman, is the cleanup hitter. Dylan Towning, a usual catcher in the DH spot today. E.J. Barnes moved from second in the last game to shortstop now. He bats sixth. Nate Shoemaker in the outfield bats seventh. Gannon Dwyer, the first baseman, bats eighth. And Jordan Baines, the catcher, batting ninth today for the San Diego Bombers. Aiden, the defensive alignment for the Riptide tonight.
Put together by Brian Evans. Starting in the outfield, it's Montgomery out there in left. He's back in the lineup for Orange County tonight. Hunter Harrington gets his first start in center field, and then Jarrett Sabo over there, the usual right fielder for the Riptide. In the infield at third base goes Boudreau. Nunez is the shortstop. Dennis Fitzpatrick over there at second base, and Thomas Cernius, the first baseman. Doing the catching, it's Sean Romero, and Andrew Harbour makes his second start for the Riptide tonight.
Yeah, Harbour, his second start for the Riptide, his second start as well against these San Diego Bombers. He started exactly a week ago against this team, and he does so again here tonight.
That's something to keep an eye out for Andrew Harbour early on, is can he limit the walks? That was something that was an issue for him early in that outing against the Bombers last Friday. Going to want to do a better job in that area.
2 walks for Harbour in his last start. As he takes on Jackson Summers, here's his first pitch of the game. It's a fastball that misses low and outside. So an auspicious start for Andrew Harbour, especially after you talk about the issues he had with command in the last outing. He'll work with a 1-0 count. This time he fires inside and gets the strike call.
Jackson Summers here, who leads things off for the Bombers. He's been great as of late. 3-game on-base streak. He's got hits in back-to-back games against Orange County.
He had an RBI in the game on Wednesday here at Great Park against the Riptide, as he hits a pitch right to Fitzpatrick on a liner at second base for out number 1, and that's how the ball game begins.
A good start for Orange County. That ball just weakly hit. It's flared right towards Fitzpatrick, who's done a nice job for the Riptide over at second base, and out number 1 for Andrew Harbour.
So here's Isaac Castanon, who bats second. The lefty did not play on Wednesday against the Riptide. And when he talked about that last start for Andrew Harbour, of course, the 2 walks, but he ended up matching it with 2 strikeouts as well in that lone inning he pitched against the Bombers, as he gets a first pitch strike here on a fastball outside.
Yeah, and it's a night where we probably expect to see him go a little longer than just that 1 inning.
Here's the 0-1. Fastball outside again. This time it's low, but he's able to get a late strike call. It's Martin Ramirez who's calling balls and strikes behind the dish. Brandon Hastings over at first base, and Heath Jones at third, our umpiring crew tonight. As Harbour fires a fastball outside, it's 1-2.
Does a nice job of getting ahead in the count against Castanon. Harbour does. Now he's just looking for that put-away pitch.
He shakes off the catcher, Sean Romero, and gets his sign. Here's the 1-2 from Harbour. Castanon bounces it right out towards Cernius at first on a roller. He steps on the bag himself for out number 2, so a pair of liners to begin the day for Andrew Harbour.
Really nice work from Andrew Harbour. He looks nice, calm, and composed on the mound, gets those first 2 outs, and up comes John Luca Finelli.
Finelli, of course, an opening day menace against the Riptide, but not really much after that. He had the home run on opening day against the Riptide last year, and then the RBI knock this year, but he did not play in either of the other 2 games that the Riptide have played against the Bombers, so he's back in tonight. First pitch to him. Bullseye. Andrew Harbor was at USC this past season. He had an 11.57 ERA and 2.1 innings of work, just 3 games for him. He pitched in 8 games in each of his first 2 seasons with the Trojans, but he's currently in the transfer portal. 0-1. Outside and low.
Gianluca Finelli was good this past year at San Diego Mesa, but it's been a slow start to his summer. He's batting 167, so a guy who's looking to get it going here.
Just 1 hit here in CCL play, and of course it was that RBI single on opening day. As he chops the baseball back, it's 1-2. A much smoother first inning so far for Andrew Harbor than in his last start when he had those 2 walks. An opportunity for a 1-2-3 out inning here to begin the game.
Well, with that fastball, a decent amount. See if he goes back with it here with a 1-2 count, looking for that 3rd strike.
Takes a deep breath on the mound and gets his pitch. Here's the 1-2. It misses down low. Romero has to block the baseball.
Now we see Romero back in the lineup tonight. He was excellent when he played against Arroyo Seco on Tuesday. We'll tell you more about that down the line.
Yeah, he had a big 2-run home run in that game. All the way out towards dead center, which is a tough place to hit it over there in Pasadena. As Finelli chops the ball out towards second, a slow bouncer throw to first is not in time. The speed of Gianluca Finelli beats out the throw from Dennis Fitzpatrick, and it's a 2-out single.
Yeah, you said it perfectly, Avi. Slow ball right up the middle, a tough play for Fitzpatrick to make, and Gianluca Finelli records his 2nd hit of the summer.
So we talked about the hitting struggles for Gianluca Finelli. He's able to fix it right there with a 2-out hit. And that brings up Mark McNanny. McNanny pinch hit in the game on Wednesday. He was 0 for 2 when he came in the 7th. He grounded out and struck out as Harbor threw back over to first.
He's had a good start to the summer. 333 batting average for McNanny.
First pitch to McNanny as Harbor works from the stretch. He fires the ball inside, and it's ruled a strike. As Harbor throws back over to first. Mark McNanny out of Regis University did not play for them this season, but is looking to make an impact next year after he tries to have a productive summer here with the San Diego Bombers. Harbor takes his time. Here's the 0-1. It's hit out towards third. 1 bounce. Throw from Boudreaux in time for out number 3. So after the 2-out single, Harbor able to get the out on McNanny. We head to the bottom of the first. No score here at Great Park in Bark at the Park night. Bottom of the first, no score. Hunter Harrington leads things off for the Riptide and bats first. Slater Nunez bats second. Jarrett Snabel bats third. Sean Romero bats fourth. Landry Stamps fifth. Dennis Fitzpatrick sixth. 7, 8, 9. Thomas Cernius, Bradley Boudreau, and Reed Montgomery as Harrington tries to bunt on the first pitch he sees from the starter, Oseas Hinojosa.
Yeah, Hinojosa makes another appearance. His only appearances this summer have been against the Riptide. Granted, these two teams have played each other a good amount in these first 2 weeks.
He also pitched in last Friday's game, just like Andrew Harbour. 0-1. Harrington takes a fastball high. In that game, Hinojosa pitched just an inning, gave up a hit and 2 runs, walked 4 batters, and struck 3 out. As he takes on Hunter Harrington, who had himself an impressive debut with the Riptide in his last game. He swings and misses at a pitch outside to make the count 1-2, but he had 2 hits in that game, got an RBI knock as well, and came in to score 2 runs. It was an impressive debut for the high school graduate. As he works with a 1-2 count, and he takes outside.
Yeah, we saw him bat 9th in that game, and now he's batting leadoff for Orange County. We've seen Alex Dolan in that spot a good amount. Dolan not in the lineup today, so it's Hunter Harrington who looks to start things for Orange County.
2-2 the pitch to the Stanford commit, Hunter Harrington. He takes a fastball on the outer edge for a called strike 3, and his day begins with a strikeout looking.
It's a great start for Hinojosa. You know how talented this Riptide lineup is. You start your day with a strikeout. Gives you a lot of confidence moving forward.
So there's the first out here in the bottom of the first inning, and up steps Slater Nunez. Played at third base in yesterday's game in Santa Barbara, but he's playing the shortstop position today. As Nunez takes a pitch inside for a strike.
4-game on-base streak, 3-game hit streak here for Slater Nunez. He's been a good bat all summer long.
Includes the hit that Nunez had last night, a single in the 7th inning, and a big one at that because it allowed Alex Dolan to then hit the go-ahead RBI knock that would bring in Slater Nunez to give the Riptide a 2-1 lead. As he swings at the 1-1 and hits it out towards center field, Summers right there to make the catch for out number 2.
Simple fly out there to center field. And Summers able to track it down for a quick 2 outs.
Here's Omaha for her first bat retrieval of the night here in Bark at the Park night. And she starts her day off 1 for 1.
You know, that's tough to do, right? That bat's a little heavy, but I think she handled that pretty well. And, yeah, like you said, 1 for 1. So a good start for Omaha as well.
A perfect fetch and retrieval for Omaha there. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning, that brings up Jarrett Sable. Sable played in yesterday's game. He's back in the lineup today against the Bombers. And it makes sense as he takes the fastball outside because he did not play in Wednesday's game against this Bombers squad. And, of course, with 2 games against them, you want to get as many guys action as possible. So Sable starts tonight. He takes inside, and the count moves to 2-0 in Sable's favor.
Yeah, Sable gets to start in right field, like you just said, Avi. Riptide 3-0 when he starts in right. They're actually 5-0 when he starts in general.
As Sable takes outside, and it's a late strike call to make it a 2-1 count. Sable 0 for 3 in yesterday's game with a strikeout, but he walked in the 6th inning. As he takes outside, the count's 3-1 and an opportunity for a walk here with 2 outs.
Yeah, it's Bark in the Park night. I'm sure Jarrett Sable, like a lot of these dogs, would like to take a walk right now.
Well, Jarrett Sable has been a dog himself at the plate for the Riptide. Of course, the reigning CCL hitter of the week as he swings and misses to make the count 3-2.
First full count of the day for Hinojosa. See how he approaches this one right here.
Here's the payoff. Sable's just able to catch a piece of the baseball to foul it back.
Now, way to stay alive there for Jarrett Sable against Hinojosa, who's done a nice job against the Riptide early on in this one.
2 quick outs for Oseas Hinojosa, but a tougher battle here with Jarrett Sable. Hinojosa looks for a 1-2-3 out first inning. Here's the 3-2 once again. Fastball high and outside for ball 4, so Sable is able to work the 2-out walk. A similar situation for both pitchers here so far in the first inning. 2 quick outs, and then the third batter up ends up reaching.
Yeah, that's a good at-bat right there for Jarrett Sable. Battles, gets the walk in the end, and the Riptide now have a runner on with Sean Romero, who we mentioned in the top of this inning. He had a home run on Tuesday.
Well, that 2-run home run against Arroyo Seco on Tuesday. It was Sable who got on base before Romero, and then, of course, allowed Romero to bring in himself and Sable on the home run. He'll take a fastball near the shoulder and duck away at the first pitch he sees. Sean Romero batting .364 so far through 4 games, 4 hits and 3 RBIs, including the 2 from the home run. Sable takes off. It's a pitch out. Throw to second is offline, and he's in standing with the first stolen base of the game.
Well, I'll tell you what, Avi, we've seen how aggressive Orange County has been on the base paths this season. No different there. Jarrett Sable takes off the throw just behind the second baseman, Costanin, and runner in scoring position for Romero.
So a runner in scoring position now with 2 outs. 1-0. Romero pops the ball high in the air out towards shallow left field. 3 bombers run in on the ball. It's the shortstop, E.J. Barnes, who leaps up to make the catch and has to extend all the way to grab that baseball. That's how the inning will end. So just like in the top of the first inning, the runner reaches with 2 outs and is stranded on the base paths. No score as we head to the top of the second. Top of the second inning, no score at Great Park on Bark in the Park night as Andrew Harper returns to work on the mound. He'll take on Dylan Towning, E.J. Barnes, and Nate Shoemaker as the lefty Towning leads things off.
Really good start for Andrew Harper in that first inning. He works around the single from Finelli, and he's back out there for another inning.
Here's his first pitch of the second inning. A fastball on the outer edge for strike 1. Well, Dylan Towning, usually a catcher, but he's in the DH spot today for San Diego. Of course, Jordan Baines doing the catching tonight as he takes outside.
Just his second game of the summer for Dylan Towning. That other one was last Friday, a week ago, against the Riptide in that 13-0 win for Orange County.
Dylan Towning from San Diego Mesa College. It's the ball on a pop-up out towards shallow center. A couple of Riptides come in, but it's the center fielder Harrington with a sliding catch for out number 1. How about that from the high school graduate Hunter Harrington?
Yeah, Avi, a week ago he was playing high school ball. Now he's up here playing with all these collegiate guys, and what a play he just made. We saw one made when these two teams last met on Wednesday by Trajan Rogowski, but Hunter Harrington, way to lay out and make that grab for a big out number 1.
Well, Harrington has certainly showed in these first 2 games he's played so far that he can keep up and more with these collegiate level players. As it's E.J. Barnes at the plate, who swings on the first pitch he sees. Here's another ball for Harrington to work with, and he makes the catch for out number 2.
That one a lot easier for Harrington to track down, but he's been kept busy, and he's got the first 2 outs for the Riptide here in the second inning.
So 2 flyouts to Harrington over in center field, and that brings up Nate Shoemaker here with 2 outs. So far, so good on the mound for Andrew Harbor. Just that 2-out single in the first inning from Gianluca Finelli. And of course, as I say that, he clips a batter.
Yeah, not a good pitch there from Andrew Harbor. Gets Shoemaker in the back, and he's on with the hit by pitch. Similar situation to in the first when the Riptide recorded those first 2 outs rather easily, and the runner gets aboard. That's Shoemaker now with the hit by pitch.
So the announcer's curse strikes once again, and it's back-to-back innings with a 2-out base runner for the Bombers. And here's the lefty first baseman, Gannon Dwyer. He'll take a fastball inside right there for a strike. Dwyer, a 2-way player with the Bombers. We saw him hit and pitch last Friday here against the Riptide in that 14-0 Orange County victory. He's back in tonight at first.
And to that point, Avi, he's done an excellent job on the mound. He hasn't given up a run all summer yet in 3 appearances, but as a hitter, he's hitting 143, so would love to see him get it going with the bat.
A 1. Dwyer hits it on a sharp liner out towards right field, and there's the hit he was looking for.
Yeah, good piece of hitting from Gannon Dwyer there. Sails it out, and it drops right in front of Jarrett Sable, and some 2-out hitting for the Bombers. Have 2 runners aboard, and up comes Jordan Baines.
Baines through 2 games is another guy who's struggled with hitting. He still doesn't have a hit yet, and he's struck out 3 times.
It's kind of been the story for this Bombers team, just getting the bats going. As a team, they're hitting .228 coming into tonight.
Well, he wasn't really the best hitter either at Les Tourneaux this last season, just a 164 average in 17 games. But, of course, when you play the catcher position, you want to be known more so for your defense behind the dish. As Baines hacks at the first pitch he sees. And after the 0-1, it looks like Romero wants to talk things over with Harbor.
It's probably something to just calm him down here. He's looked fine other than that hit by pitch. That was a good job from Gannon Dwyer to get that single moments ago. But you got 2 outs on the board. You're just looking for that third one.
So it's 2 hits so far in the game for the Bombers. A 2-out single in the last inning, and now the Dwyer single here. A 1 the count to the catcher, Jordan Baines. He takes a fastball low and outside. Baines had 6 RBIs at Les Tourneaux this past season. He looks for his first here in the CCL with Nate Shoemaker over at second base. Riptide trying to find a way to get out of the inning. Harbor cautious of Shoemaker over there at second. We saw him turn over a few times. He decides to step off the mound and make sure no funny business happens over there.
Yeah, we haven't seen Shoemaker run this summer yet. That's because he's only playing his second game, but good for Harbor to be cautious of the runner over there at second base.
1-1. Fastball inside. Harbor can get out of this inning as long as he's able to find the strike zone here.
Yeah, still looking for that first strikeout. Andrew Harbor is. Good time for it with 2 runners aboard and 2 outs here in the top of the second.
2-1. A high pop-up out towards first base, playable for Cernius and Sable, and it's the right fielder Sable who makes the catch himself to end the inning. So runners on first and second, but nothing doing for the Bombers. We head to the bottom of the inning, no score. Landry Stamps leads things off here in the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Stamps, Fitzpatrick, and Cernius for the Riptide here against Osias Hinojosa. Here's his first pitch of the inning. Fastball way outside for a ball, Definitely not a strike. Certainly not a strike there on what looked more like a pitch-out pitch than anything in the strike zone, but he'll try and find a strike here. As we have a high fly ball out towards right field, it's foul.
Andrew Stamps has been pretty good for the Riptide this summer. He's been in and out of the lineup, but he's back today after not playing yesterday against the Foresters and looking for Orange County's first hit of the ball game.
Andrew Stamps, the South Carolina commit, swings at the 1-1 and pops it on a lazy fly ball out towards second base. Castanon makes the catch for out number 1.
Off-speed pitch there, and Landry Stamps just flares it over towards second base. A lot of soft contact early in this game from both teams.
So with 1 out here in the bottom of the second, it'll bring up Dennis Fitzpatrick, who played on Wednesday against this Bombers team.
Yeah, 0 for 3 in that game. Avi had a walk, and he struck out twice, but the big thing here, 2 stolen bases for Fitzpatrick, and that's that one.
As he takes outside for strike 1, a pitch a little bit off the edge of the plate. Good framing job there from Baines. Dennis Fitzpatrick, of course, from Pacific University, teammates with another fellow Riptide and Alex Dolan. As he swings the ball out towards right field. An easy play over there for Nate Shoemaker, and there's out number 2.
Another fly out here tonight that we've seen for out number 2. Not a lot of wind tonight. You see the flags in center field slightly blowing, but they're pointing straight down.
So I'll bring up Thomas Cernius with 2 outs, who's playing over at first today. Split some time at the position with Justin Tiller. It's been a hot bat so far for Thomas Cernius through 4 games, a .357 average. That's good for 5 hits. as he shows bunt on the first pitch he sees, an unconventional approach from a power hitter in Cernius. He reaches with ease as Hinojosa throws airmail out towards right field. It should be a single here for Cernius. That was a clean bunt. We'll give it an error anyways on the pitcher Hinojosa. We'll see if it's an error on the throw after. So, yes, a single and then an error.
Those are always interesting plays, right? You got the pitcher running up to scoop the ball up, and it's a different throwing motion when you're throwing over towards first and when you're pitching. And, yeah, just a bad throw. You can't really defend that throw.
It feels like both of these teams are replicating each other. In the first inning, Andrew Harbour allowed a man to reach with 2 outs, and then Hinojosa did the same thing in the bottom of the inning. Similar situation here in the top of the second where Harbour allowed runners at first and second. We'll see if the Riptide are able to do that here. 1-0 the count to Bradley Boudreau. He skies the ball out towards third base. A pop-up. It is caught on a slide from McNanny, who came tumbling down, but he's able to make the catch to end the inning. Scoreless through 2. We head to the third. Top of the third inning, Andrew Harbour back out for work. He'll take on the top of the bottom resorter. It's Jackson Summers who leads things off, followed by Castanen and Finelli. As Summers swings on the first pitch, he sees a lazy roller out towards second and an easy play for Fitzpatrick.
It's now the second time that this Bombers lineup will face Andrew Harbour, so see if they're able to make that adjustment. Harbour looked pretty good his first time through.
Yeah, it's nice to see Andrew Harbour back out here for the third. He was limited to just 1 inning in his last appearance, scheduled to go through, but again, that first inning, he had a few problems with those 2 walks. Of course, he was able to get out without allowing a run, but nice to see Harbour keep on going here. As it's another first pitch swinging from Castanen, who grounds it right to Cernius. 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the top of the third for Harbour.
That's efficiency right there from Andrew Harbour, keeping the pitch count low and working his way through the Bombers lineup. Up comes Gianluca Finelli, who had success against Andrew Harbour his last time up.
And you talk about a low pitch count, just 26 pitches so far in the game for Harbour. As Finelli takes the first pitch high, and as you said, Aiden Finelli singled in his last appearance with 2 outs, so of course Harbour has to be cautious here. 1-0. Inside. Andrew Harbor from nearby Tustin, California. He played high school baseball over at Foothill. 2-0. Bouncer out towards third. Boudreaux gloves it, throws to first, and gets the out. 1-2-3 out inning for Andrew Harbor, the first of the ball game. We head to the bottom of the third. Riptide look to break the scoreless tie. Reed Montgomery leads things off here in the bottom of the third inning as the Riptide look to break through here against the San Diego Bombers. Montgomery, Harrington, and Nunez 9-1-2 for the Riptide here against Osias Hinojosa. So the former Long Beach State dirtbag Reed Montgomery starts things off. There's the first pitch from Hinojosa. Reed swings and fouls it back towards the left side. A .333 average through 4 games for Montgomery, 2 RBIs.
They had a frustrating day against the Saints on Tuesday. 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts, so really a bounce-back opportunity here for Reed tonight.
He traveled with the team yesterday to Santa Barbara. Was not in the lineup for Brian Evans, but he's back in there tonight as Hinojosa misses way outside. We were talking to Reed earlier about his portal opportunities. He said he hasn't really heard that much now, but of course the portal stretches for quite some time towards the end of summer, so it can take a while for some offers to appear, but of course when you're a player you want to play it smart and get the best opportunity that you can. 2-1 the count to Montgomery. He swings and misses.
Big hack and a miss there for Reed Montgomery. But back to what you were saying about the portal, he's got an opportunity to utilize this summer, right, to help him with his portal chances. He's done a nice job so far. Just a little extra motivation to play well for Reed this summer.
As he takes a 2-2 high and outside, good eye for Montgomery to lay off and make the count full.
Strikeout numbers have been high for Reed Montgomery throughout his career, so he's trying to avoid striking out right here.
6 strikeouts on the season to 1 walk. What will he do here with the full count? Take outside. There's the second walk of the season for Reed Montgomery, and just like that, a base runner aboard for the Riptide with nobody out.
First time of the day that the leadoff guy has reached. That's Reed Montgomery here in the 3rd inning. And now you got Hunter Harrington up, the top of the lineup for Orange County. A chance to do some damage and strike first against the Bombers.
Well, Harrington struck out looking in his first at-bat, but he hopes to not freeze up here and connect with the baseball to bring in the first run of the game. Hinojosa now working from the stretch. He fires inside for a strike.
Keep an eye out for Reed Montgomery here on the base paths. He's a super speedy guy, and Riptide won't hesitate to let him go.
No stolen bases so far in the season for Montgomery. As Hinojosa misses outside on a breaking ball, it's 1-1. Hunter Harrington, we mentioned, a high school graduate. He's out of Cathedral Catholic in San Diego. At 281 there with the Dons. Of course, committed to play over at Stanford University. As he swings and misses and makes it 1-2. A strikeout, rather.
A good pitch there to get the strikeout of Hunter Harrington. First, or rather second strikeout of the day for Hinojosa, and the first out here of the third.
2 strikeouts now for Hunter Harrington. Slater Nunez steps up and swings on the first pitch. He sees a potential double play. Flip to second for 1, flip to first in time, and that's how the inning ends. Reed Montgomery reached on a leadoff walk, but the double play and the strikeout kill the inning. We head to the top of the 4th, still stuck at 0.
To be continued.
Top of the 4th inning, a new pitcher for the Riptide. It's Doug Crystal, who makes his first appearance all summer with the Riptide out of Fresno State University. He'll take on Mark McNanny, Dylan Towning, and E.J. Barnes for the Bombers. First Riptide pitch for Crystal is popped back our way and foul.
Pitch mix for Crystal here. It's a fastball, cutter, curveball, and changeup. He's currently in the portal after spending this last season, like you said, Avi, at Fresno State.
Yeah, it was a solid season for him. 25 games, 34 innings. A little hefty ERA at 7.94, but he is a strikeout guy. 32 strikeouts to 23 balls as he gets McNanny to go too far on a checked swing. But as you said, he didn't currently in the transfer portal and looking for a different opportunity as he heads into his senior season. 0-2. Fastball misses outside. Well, it was 2 years at Cypress College before Fresno State for Doug Crystal. And, of course, Cypress, a name all too familiar with plenty of these Riptide players. 1-2 the count. Fastball misses inside this time.
Yeah, Cypress is definitely a well-known JUCO program. They're known for First off, winning in that tough Orange Empire Conference, but also developing some top talent that goes to the D1 level.
2-2. Skied out towards right field. It could drop for a shallow hit, and it does so, as Fitzpatrick is unable to make the grab on a slide. So a leadoff knock for Mark McNanny here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, first time today that the leadoff guy gets aboard with a hit. That's McNanny here in the 4th, and just a tough play for the Riptide to make. It was out of the reach of Sable. Fitzpatrick and Cernius were on their horse, and it just drops right in front of them.
And we'll bring up the designated hitter here in Dylan Towning, who's 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out to Harrington in center. Towning still looking for his first hit here in summer ball. He pops a high ball up towards the shortstop Nunez, who makes an easy catch for out number 1.
Nice play from Nunez, able to haul it in. The sun's starting to set here in Orange County, so should see the lights start to come on here soon as it is getting darker and darker.
Where's E.J. Barnes, who's really struggled so far on the season, had a 143 average coming into the game. 0 for 1 as well tonight.
Just 2 hits on the year for E.J. Barnes. One of them was against the Riptide last Friday.
And with the hitting struggles for E.J. Barnes, no surprise that he's tonight's beer batter. As he takes a fastball high. Final line, by the way, for Andrew Harbor, 3 innings of work, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and no Ks. One out to the beer batter Barnes. He swings and misses outside for a strike.
It's going to be an outing that Brian Evans and Andrew Harbor are going to be happy with. 3 scoreless frames for Harbor. And now it's time for Doug Crystal to enter the game.
1-1. Barnes lifts it out into left field. It's Harrington who runs all the way in from center to make the catch for out number 2, as McNanny has to stay over at first.
Looked like Montgomery over there in left was in good position to make that play, but like you said, Avi, Harrington races over and makes it out there in left center for out number 2.
So here's Nate Shoemaker, who has had a very limited sample size so far. Just 1 game here in summer ball. He was back on the 7th against Arroyo Seco. He takes a fastball outside and a close miss that time from Crystal.
Still looking for that first hit. Obviously has had limited playing time.
He played in 11 games this last season for Pima Community College, where he hit just 176. As he takes inside for a ball, it's 2-0. Quick correction, 1-1 the count. Either way, the Riptide trying to stand McNanny over at first after he got a leadoff hit. Chopper out past the shortstop Nunez. There's the first hit for Nate Shoemaker. And it's runners at first and second with 2 outs for the Bombers, something we saw earlier from San Diego in the 2nd inning.
That 4 hits now for the Bombers in this ball game, the 2nd in this 4th inning alone. So some traffic on the base paths for Doug Crystal to work with.
As the lefty first baseman Gannon Dwyer steps up to the plate. Crystal fires way outside for a ball. And I have to say, we were talking about this earlier, but I appreciate the variety that the Bombers have brought with their jerseys through these 4 games they've played against the Riptide. We saw a red jersey on opening day, a baby blue one last Friday, and then the Navies on Wednesday. And now these black jerseys reminiscent of San Diego State. As Gannon Dwyer swings and misses, it's 1-1.
It's impressive, the variety of uniforms that the Bombers have come out with. It feels like every time we've seen them, they have a new jersey to unveil.
1-1. A miss outside from Crystal, who's looking to find some sort of command here. It's been a bit of a rough inning, but still 0 runs on the board, which is an encouraging sign. And boy, would Crystal like to keep it that way here with 2 outs. Trying to find a way to put Gannon Dwyer to rest. Instead, he fires inside and makes it a 3-1 count and a possible opportunity to load the bases for San Diego. (3-1). Skied out foul towards the fans. And just like that, Crystal 1 strike away from getting out of this mess.
A way to get back into the count for Doug Crystal here. 3-2 against Gannon Dwyer with 2 outs.
Jordan Baines, the Bombers' catcher, on deck. 3-2. Dwyer swings and lifts the ball high in the air out towards right field. Sable has to track all the way over. He watches it fly. A 3-run home run for Gannon Dwyer. And just like that, the Bombers take the lead on just the 2nd home run all season at Great Park.
What a start for the San Diego Bombers. That baseball was crushed. It was a long run off the bat for Jarrett Sable. It sails over the wall, and yeah, the 2nd home run of the summer we've had here at Great Park. We don't see a lot of balls fly, so that goes to show you how hard Gannon Dwyer drilled that baseball.
As Jordan Baines takes a pitch outside.
So now it's just all about limiting the damage for Doug Crystal. Nobody on the bases, just focused on getting the out here of Jordan Baines and getting the Riptide bats back up.
As Crystal is getting some sort of words from Martin Ramirez. Not sure what the umpire is saying to him here. Certainly not the start to his Riptide career that Crystal was hoping for, as he gets a swing and a miss on Baines.
Largest deficit that the Riptide have faced against the Bombers. We saw last Sunday the Riptide were down by a pretty significant margin against the Waves. They were able to come back and win.
(1-1). Fastball outside. The only other time the Riptide trailed the Bombers through these 4 games against them was back on opening day when Finelli had that RBI single in the top of the 7th. Since then, it's been all Riptide against this team. A shocker here with the Gannon Dwyer 3-run home run. As Crystal fires inside and is still unable to find the zone.
Well, we've seen the resiliency of this Riptide team all throughout the season early on. They've been able to come through when it's counted. Right now, you're just trying to look for that 3rd out here of the 4th.
Swing and a miss to make the count full. Crystal trying to finally put an end to this inning. And he's able to do it with a strikeout, but not before the damage is done. Gannon Dwyer leaves the yard. Done, I should say. Either way, it's 3-0 Bombers. So you head to the bottom of the 4th. What can the Riptide do to tie things up or take the lead? Well, the Riptide find themselves down 3-0 in the bottom of the fourth inning after Gann and Dwyer home run out to right field. And now they have to find a way to respond. Jarrett Sable looks to do just that as he leads things off. Pitch outside for a ball. Anything can happen in baseball, but of course it was a shocker. Not just that the Riptide trail against a Bombers team that they've played so well against, but that Gannon Dwyer exited the park here at Great Park because, of course, it's such a tough place to hit home runs. But the only two homers we've seen here so far all season, one from the man at the plate in Sable, and, of course, the one tonight from Dwyer, have both exited over right field. As Sable chops the ball foul out towards first, it's 1-2.
Again, Dwyer, Avi, he entered tonight hitting 143 for the Bombers, and he's the one that goes yard and gives them a 3-0 lead. So definitely an unsung hero right there. Riptide were trailing 5-0 though against the Waves on Saturday, and they came back to win that ball game.
First out of the inning over there by E.J. Barnes at shortstop.
Well, that's got to give Hinojosa here a lot of confidence and comfort working on the mound with the lead in 3 runs for the Bombers. Just trying to go out there and do his job.
Well, the bad news, the Riptide are down. The good news is that Omaha continues to impress here on Bark at the Park night.
And she's got it, right? It's Bark in the Park. All her friends are here. You got to have a good outing.
Plenty of dogs here in attendance at the Great Park. And Sean Romero takes a pitch outside.
That baseball's still sitting out there.
I don't think anybody wants to retrieve that one, except for, of course, maybe Dwyer, who hit it himself as Romero fouls the ball back.
It's a line drive there from Romero that was foul. If he can straighten that one, could be trouble for the Bombers.
Romero 0 for 1 in the game. He popped up to Barnes at short. As he rips the ball out towards left field, this is going to drop for a hit. So Sean Romero now 1 for 2 on the day. He thought about extending his hit to a double, but instead he'll shuffle back to first.
That's what Orange County was looking for, right? Down by 3 runs, looking for something on offense. Sean Romero delivers. Now they can go to work with some runners on, trying to cash them in to get their first runs of the night.
That'll bring up Landry Stamps with 1 out, who also popped up in his first at-bat.
Stamps a guy with some power. He had 13 home runs at Tyler this past year.
As he hits the ball out towards left field, it drops foul, but a good season it was for Landry Stamps over at Tyler Junior College. 333 average, 49 hits, 51 RBIs, and of course those 13 home runs. It was good enough for him to get that commitment over to South Carolina, with the Gamecocks looking to bring in some fresh faces after, well, it's been a disappointing past few seasons.
A really good athlete that South Carolina is going to get here in Landry Stamps.
Yeah, Stamps chops the ball foul out towards first. It stays fair, rather, so a throw to second for 1, throw to first in time for a double play. And that's how the inning will end. So far, the Bombers have turned 2 double plays in the game, not what the Riptide hitters have been looking for. It's 3-0 San Diego. We head to the top of the 5th. Top of the 5th inning, it's a new Riptide pitcher in Dylan Orn. Speaking of pitchers, we have Jackson Pace with us in the booth. Jackson, a fantastic outing yesterday in Santa Barbara. 7 straight batters retired, 2 strikeouts for you on the mound. How did it feel out there?
Felt good. I mean, beautiful Santa Barbara. It's gonna be hard to not enjoy pitching there. So felt good to be out there, and was glad we ended up getting the win. That was nice.
Of course, you're over at Pepperdine, teammates with Sean Romero, Zach Woodson. Could you tell us a little bit about your time with the Waves this past season and what it's like to play with those guys?
Yeah, it was great. Sean's obviously a lively guy, and he's awesome, and Woody is just as lively and just as awesome. So it's good to have those guys around, and I'm glad I'm playing with them this summer.
Yeah, Woody, obviously, Zach Woodson.
Zach Woodson, yes.
And I heard Sean Romero. I was told he was called Scoop. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So apparently it came from his first name's Sean, and his middle name is Cooper, and his last name is Romero, but I guess the Romero just gets left off. But, so you just mix those, and you get Scoop. But I guess it kind of ends up being it's fitting because he's a catcher, and he's pretty good at framing, if I don't say so. He's pretty good. Oh, make that.
As there's a single for Jackson Summers to lead things off here against the new pitcher in Dylan Orr.
A nice hit ball there from Jackson Summers. Second hit of 2026 against the Riptide. But Dylan Orr out there on the mound for the Riptide. Have you gotten a chance to get to know all these pitchers and players on the Riptide?
Yeah. I didn't know. Dylan's the only pitcher that I knew coming in to play for the Riptide. Me and him played together travel ball in I don't know, must have been 8th grade. So it's been a while. I actually haven't seen him since then, I don't think. But that was out in Arizona. So he's obviously he's doing good. I played catch with him yesterday, and looks good, and he's gonna find a good home. So
I feel like Orr is a pretty funny guy. Just talking with him in the outfield before games, he always cracks a few jokes. I feel like he has something to say half the time.
yeah, he's a good dude. He's gonna be good. And the good ones always have personalities too. So it's good that.
Who would you say is the funniest guy on this Riptide roster right now?
Oh, the funniest. Oh man, Noah's pretty funny. Let's see, out of the pitchers. Yeah, I mean Dylan's obviously up there. It's kind of hard to think of someone because everybody's got a good personality.
It's true, yeah.
To be honest. Who do you think? Who do you got?
Based off, I can't say you because you're up here.
Appreciate it.
Dylan Orr's actually pretty funny. I was talking to him earlier today.
Oh, like that.
There's another base hit for the Bombers, so 2 for 2 so far in the inning. Summers with the leadoff single, and now Castanon.
His 7th hit of the ball game. Bats really have woken up for the Bombers here tonight. 2 runners aboard, and up comes Finelli. I was talking to Orr pregame. I was trying to gather questions, right, to ask you up here in the booth. He told me to ask you about honey. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I was told bring up the word honey, and he would know what that means.
Yeah. So that actually started this summer. Every outing before, I got this supernatural raw honey, and I just have been taking it pretty much every time before I throw. It's supposed to be good. It's I don't know, all the sugar and stuff is a good pre-workout for pitching. So I've been doing that. Gave that to actually Jack yesterday too. I think everybody who went in had some honey.
You shared the honey?
I shared the honey. The honey went for everyone. Oh man.
Blooper out towards first base. Yes. It stays fair, and now they rule it foul. A close play. It looks like, Jackson, you were right. It just hit the chalk out there.
Just barely. Game of inches, they say.
Speaking of the game, you got 2 runners on. What's the mindset if you're a pitcher here on the mound?
Well, I mean, you want to keep that runner at first because you want the double play. So you got to – this guy's – he can't get anything to the outfield. It just can't be anything super hard hit. Everybody likes strikeouts, right? So that would be ideal. But I think that was a slider, and he wasn't super on it, so I would go to that again.
You can do our jobs for us up here.
I will say you guys got a great view up here. I
yeah,
didn't realize
it's a
how
good
good the
view.
view
It's
was.
very
This
nice.
is great.
Yeah.
It's a soundproof box, so that's the only downside.
Yeah. Oh, we gonna pick them off? Oh no, we're gonna wait.
Whatever happened there, it worked enough for everybody to call time.
That was good though. Just reset.
I will say with this press box, though, I do wish the only thing that we could do is open up this window right in front of us. But other than that, you can't really complain. It really is a beautiful view because you get not just the action on the field, but, of course, the mountains out there as well,
Yeah.
especially when it's brighter outside and the sun starts to set.
What's the? There's other. What are they? They're outside.
They're on our radio broadcast as the
Radio
balls
broadcast.
hit out towards right field. There's out
Oh, yeah,
number
see,
one.
That works. That works.
But, yeah, we have 2 broadcasts, so we have 4 total broadcasters. It's Aiden and I on TV tonight, and then Colin and Sam, our other 2 guys, they're doing the radio stream on Mixler.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah,
But
and
they
then
get to
so-
be outside.
Yeah, they do.
You guys-
It's nice out
We'll
there.
switch.
Yeah, we
Oh,
switch.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a little chilly
just
outside, though.
I was just about to ask if you guys ever get jealous that they're out there.
No,
But
I mean,
I guess since you're
yeah,
switching
I was
around.
out there on Wednesday, then I was out with you guys yesterday doing radio in Santa Barbara, so now I'm back on the TV side of things here today.
There you go.
Good out there, though. Well, Finelli, and now you can work 2 runners on and 1 away.
Oh, good pitch.
It's the first pitch swinging there from Mark McNanny.
Now, Jackson, I know you played in the CCL with Walnut Creek in 2024. Now you're with the Riptide. What's it been like to be down here in Orange County?
It's been great. I would say the environment's pretty similar. The Riptide are, they've got a reputation for being pretty good. And obviously the Crawdads I believe they kind of run the north section of the CCL. So being in 2 of the top CCL teams has been it's been fun. It's been good.
Should be a stolen base there for both runners because they took off before the ball had passed Romero. A tough position now here for Dylan Orr with runners in scoring position and 1 out.
Now you need a strikeout. Yes.
It's a good pitch for 1 and 2. So Jackson, if you're on the mound out there and that happens to you, both of these runners advance, and now you got to deal with the trouble. Both at second and third, you're going for the strikeout here with 1 out.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much anything that's hard hit is going to be a run. And obviously we're trailing here, so don't want to – attaboy. So obviously you don't want to have you pretty much don't want the ball put in play because there's a likelihood that run scores. And so trailing here, you obviously want to limit as many runs as possible, especially at night. A lot of stuff's you're not going to get the long ball to get those 3 back in a row, most likely. I mean, I guess it's possible.
You never know, yeah.
But yeah, that's a huge strikeout right here. He can minimize. It makes it easier to minimize. How about that?
It was a good slurve there that time from Orr. As I feel like both of these GCU pitchers, McGuire and Orr, they both seem to have sort of a sliding action pitch that they go to. Of course, Tommy has the sweeper, and then Orr with the slurve. Jackson, what's your pitch mix?
So I throw a sinker, a sweeper, and a changeup. Yeah, it's been fun to get to throw those a lot this summer. And
what's the thought process when deciding your arsenal? Is it just whatever feels the most comfortable for you off the hands, or?
yeah, so thought that got him. Yeah, so I'm kind of a lower slot, so it kind of limits a lot of pitches. Like I'm not going to be able to throw like a curveball per se, or like a traditional curveball that someone who's more over the top would be able to throw. So I kind of got to go with more east-west sort of pitch movement. I used to throw 4 seams, but the 4 seam gets hit pretty hard. So there you go.
Bouncer out towards second. Fitzpatrick throws over, and that's how the inning ends. Special thanks to Jackson Pace for joining us here in the top of the 5th inning.
Thank you guys for having me.
And Pham takes us on the call the rest of the way.
Welcome back to Great Park. Aiden Pham alongside Avi Singh. Bottom of the 5th inning here. The Bombers strike first on the Riptide. A 3-0 lead courtesy of a blast from Gannon Dwyer. Dennis Fitzpatrick, Thomas Cernius, and Bradley Boudreau due up in this inning for Orange County. Hinojosa back out there for another inning of work. And his first pitch hits a batter. It's Dennis Fitzpatrick who gets drilled. And the leadoff man is on for the second time tonight with a hit by pitch.
Well, you take a runner in this situation any way you can get it. Unfortunately for Fitzpatrick, he gets plunked, but fortunately for the Riptide, a runner aboard with nobody out.
Brings up Thomas Cernius. Fitzpatrick, by the way, over there on first after the hit by pitch. He had 2 steals against the Bombers last Friday, or rather Wednesday night. So somebody to keep your eye out for as a timeout here. Martin Ramirez goes to retrieve a baseball next to the on-deck circle. He tosses it back to the Bombers dugout, and we're ready to resume play. Thomas Cernius has 1 hit in this game. That was a single in the 2nd inning. Plays his college ball at Princeton. He hit .308 there this past year. He's having a good summer for Orange County. No outs, runner on first for him. Righty on lefty matchup. Pitch gets the outside corner for strike 1. 0-1 the count against Cernius. .357 batting average in now 5 games played for Cernius. The 0-1 slapped in the air, foul on the left side. It's an 0-2 count, so ahead in the count goes Hinojosa.
Well, Cernius got the first hit of the day for the Riptide. He'd look for a big second one here, trying to claw their way back into this game any way they can.
2 strikeouts already on the day for Hinojosa, looking for number 3. Here's the pitch. Bounced on the ground, a high hop to second. Retrieved by Kostanin over to first. Not in time. That was a high hop for Kostanin, so it made the play extra hard to make. And it's a single for Cernius. Runners on first and second for the Riptide.
Well, you're exactly right. And the reason why that play became so hard was because it was bounced over the head of Kostanin, who's over there at second base. And again, as the ball backs up on you, that makes it a tougher play because you yourself have to shuffle back. So you don't have as much time to make the throw because you have to wait for the ball to get to you. Because of that, Cernius is 2 for 2 on the day.
3rd hit of the night for the Riptide. 2 for 2 like you just said, Avi, and that's the start Orange County needed here in the bottom of the 5th. Trying to chip away at that 3-0 lead for the Bombers. Mound visit. It's Jordan Baines who's out there to talk things over with his right-handed pitcher, Hinojosa. Bradley Boudreau is the batter up. He's getting some instructions from Grant Mayu just to the left of the bag.
Well, if you're the Riptide, this is certainly a position that you want to be in. It's your best scoring opportunity all day with runners at first and second and nobody out. And now you have a pretty decent hitter in Bradley Boudreau. You know that he can make one swing that can bring in at least 1 run. And if you're Boudreau, you get coached by Grant Mayu. You figure out what you need to do here, and you have to find a way to deliver.
Boudreau is 1 for 7 with 2 RBIs against the Riptide this summer. He's up with 2 runners on, no outs, bottom of the 5th. Pitch from Hinojosa in the air, foul left side. It's an 0-1 count against Boudreau, who's out of Fordham. Didn't play his freshman year there. He redshirted after getting hurt in the fall.
Well, it seems like Grant Mayu told Boudreau to go aggressive at the plate. First pitch, swing it.
Cernius on first, Fitzpatrick on second. The pitch from Hinojosa, off speed, drops in for strike 2. 0-2 the count here against Boudreau. Another nice job from Hinojosa to get ahead in the count. Set in front of the belt is Hinojosa. He lifts the leg, his 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Freezes up Bradley Boudreau. That's the 3rd strikeout of the night for Hinojosa, and out number 1 here of the 5th.
And not much you can do there. Good breaking ball, outer edge of the plate, and it juts out on you. You're not able to catch up to that off-speed drift in time, and Because of that, it's a tough out.
Brings up Reed Montgomery, who's been on once today. That was a walk back in the third. He was out on that double play that Slater Nunez hit into. A chance to come up for the guy who led the Riptide in RBIs last summer with 2 runners on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch he sees, he takes, it's high and outside for ball 1. Montgomery hit 193 at Long Beach State this past summer, but he's off to a good start with the Riptide, 333 batting average. Another lefty up for the Riptide. 1-0. Big swing and a miss for strike 1.
Yeah, Reed Montgomery, a rare combination of a guy with both power and speed. Certainly the type of hitter you'd like to have at the plate, especially in this situation when you need something far enough to bring in both runners. But, again, your tying run is Montgomery.
1-1 in the air, and it curls foul on the left side. It's a 1-2 count against Montgomery, who's batting .500 against the Bombers this season. He was 2 for 2 on opening day, 0 for 2 last Friday. He didn't play in that Wednesday matchup. Right now he's up with Cernius on first, Fitzpatrick on second in a 3-0 ball game that the Riptide trail in. Bottom of the 5th. 1-2. Missed away. It's a 2-2 count.
Yeah, he tried to go for that breaking ball that froze up Boudreaux for the first out. Just unable to reach the zone that time, and a good eye for Montgomery to lay off.
Montgomery in his second summer with the Riptide. 2-2 from Hinojosa. Here it is. Slashed out towards right field, working over Shoemaker. He makes the grab for out number 2. Both runners stay put, and there's 2 away with Hunter Harrington coming up.
It was a great throw out in right field from the arm of Nate Shoemaker to stop Dennis Fitzpatrick from advancing to third base. Missed opportunity there for the Riptide, and now the going gets tougher with 2 outs.
Riptide 1 for 6 with runners on tonight. Up comes Hunter Harrington, the freshman, with 2 outs. He's 0 for 2 today. He's struck out both times he's come up. Fourth inning of work for Hinojosa. Trying to make it a 1-2, or rather not a 1-2. 2 runners led off the inning by getting on. A swing and a miss from Hunter Harrington for strike 1.
Well, he certainly would have liked to make it a 1-2-3 out inning, but I think what you were going for is an opportunity for 3 straight outs. And, of course, Hinojosa will take that as long as he doesn't allow a run to reach.
0-1 from him, inside towards Hunter Harrington, who leans back to get out of the way. It's a 1-1 count. Already the longest outing of the summer for Hinojosa. It's just his second appearance. The other one was against the Riptide last Friday, where he went 1 inning. Gave up 2 runs in that game, but so far it's been 4 scoreless frames. The 1-1. Harrington swings and misses. Now he's trying to avoid striking out for the 3rd time today.
Almost lost the bat on that swing.
Breaking balls worked well for Hinojosa. See if he goes back to it here. Harrington trying to keep the inning going for the Riptide. 1-2. Popped up, and it goes into the stands behind home plate. Redo 1-2. Harrington, one of the late additions for the Riptide this summer. That's because he was playing high school ball, and his school had such a good postseason that they made it all the way to the CIF SoCal D1 Regional Championship game. Say that 3 times. But now he's with the Riptide. Had a good game against the Bombers on Wednesday, looking for his first hit here tonight. Hinojosa, the 1-2. Inside towards Hunter Harrington, evens the count at 2-2.
Well, Hinojosa looked like he freaked out on the mound. You could tell that was a pitch he wanted back. Looks like it just slipped out of his hand and ran in on Harrington.
Single and a triple Hunter Harrington had against the Bombers on Wednesday night. 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Hunter Harrington has struck out for the 3rd time tonight. And that's out number 3 here of the 5th. The Riptide leave 2 stranded on 1 hit and no runs We head to the top of the 6th. It's a 3-0 lead for the Bombers. Top of the 6th inning, 3-0 the lead for the Bombers and a chance to add on. It's E.J. Barnes, Nate Shoemaker, and Gannon Dwyer due up in this inning for the Riptide. Dylan Orr's back out there for another inning of work. And right now, Avi, Dylan Orr's job is just to limit the damage. It's 3-0. You want to keep it that way with the bats coming up for the Riptide.
Well, he worked with some traffic in his first inning, able to limit the damage there with runners at second and third, and he looks to do so again here with a fresh inning.
Deals a strike to E.J. Barnes, who's 0 for 2 today, 2 flyouts to center field. Dylan Orr came in for Doug Crystal last inning. 0-1 from him inside towards E.J. Barnes, who's the beer batter today, so fans trying to see if E.J. Barnes strikes out so they can get discounted beer. Faces a 1-1 count, Barnes does, the starting shortstop for the Bombers. 1-1 for Moore. Popped up towards the infield. It's right in front of the mound. Orr can't track it down. It drops right in front of him. And E.J. Barnes is on first safely.
Costly mistake that time. Sometimes you have to call it out and make sure that you have somebody to call for the baseball. Instead, it looked like everybody had assumed that Orr was going to go catch the ball. And because of that, it's a hit.
Yeah, Dylan Orr never made contact with that baseball. It dropped in front of him. It's the 8th hit of the night for the Bombers. Up comes Nate Shoemaker, who twists out of the way on a pitch inside and a 1-0 count. Well, you just mentioned it. We saw Dylan Orr work with traffic on the base paths last inning. Now he's trying to do the same once again here in the 6th. Strike there from him, 1-1 count. Final line, by the way, on Doug Crystal. 1 inning pitch, 3 hits, 3 runs, and 1 strikeout. It's time for Dylan Orr, who's in his 2nd inning of work. Faces a 1-1 count. His pitched inside once again towards Shoemaker, who bends out of the way. Shoemaker's already been hit by a pitch today. That was back in the 2nd. He also singled in the 4th and came around to score. Working with a runner on first, E.J. Barnes after his leadoff single. Pitch sails by, but Shoemaker waved and missed at it, so it's a 2-2 count.
I think any sort of put-away pitch would be beneficial here. I wouldn't be surprised if Orr pitches low to see if he goes for a ground ball. Potential double play.
So they changed the official scoring. It's now an error on the pitcher, Dylan Orr, that led E.J. Barnes' reach. A 2-2 swing and a miss for strike 3. It's the third strikeout of the night for the Riptide pitchers, the second for Dylan Orr.
Good strikeout there, but now I can't help but feel bad for E.J. Barnes, who's struggled at the plate and finally got a hit, and poor guy gets it taken away on an error.
Our initial reactions was a hit. Official score says it's an error. That's what we'll go with. And up comes Gannon Dwyer. Outside from Orr for ball 1. Gannon Dwyer came up in the fourth, 2 runners on. What did he do? He hit a 3-run blast over the right field wall.
And if it wasn't for that swing, this would be a completely different ball game than where it is now. But, I mean, the Bombers have really just outclassed the Riptide so far. 7 hits to 3. It has not been the Riptide's game, but of course we know this is a team that loves to rally, so we'll have to see what keeps going on the further into this game we get.
Runner on first, Dylan Orr, the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. It's a 1-2 count against Gannon Dwyer. That ball, by the way, over the right field wall, it barely scraped by, and we rarely see home runs hit here in Irvine. That's just the second bomb hit at this venue this season. 1-2 from Orr. Way inside towards Gannon Dwyer, who looked like he leaped out of the way.
Well, Sable was tracking that Dwyer homer for a while. It looked like it could have dropped towards the fence, and Sable thought so too, but it had too much carry, and it just cleared the plane for the home run.
Two-way guy, Gannon Dwyer. He's in the lineup today as the first baseman as he skies a ball foul on the left side. It's a 2-2 count against him. So 2 for 2 on the night, Gannon Dwyer. He singled in the second. We talked about that home run in the fourth. It's a 3-0 lead for the Bombers here in the top of the 6th. The largest lead that the Bombers have held against the Riptide all summer long. 2-2. Outside, it's a full count against Gannon Dwyer. Riptide are 3-0 against the Bombers this year. San Diego looking to finally win one against the Riptide. Both teams met as recent as last Wednesday. As the runner takes off, throw down a second, sliding in, feet first safely. E.J. Barnes has a stolen base. A strikeout to Gannon Dwyer, though, so there's 2 outs here in the 6th.
It was almost a strikeout, throw him out to end the inning, but the speed of the shortstop E.J. Barnes beats the throw.
So 2 away here in the 6th. Gannon Dwyer's out. Up comes Jordan Baines. 4th strikeout, by the way, for the Riptide tonight. Jordan Baines is 0 for 2. He also struck out in the 4th. He flew out to right in the 2nd. Runner in scoring position. That's Barnes over there at second. Pitch home for Moore. Called a ball, 1-0.
And to mention, too, 3 of those 4 strikeouts have come from Dylan Orr himself.
Baines at a La Tourneau University. He played 17 games there. He hit 164. Going to get it going this summer with the Bombers. Breaking ball drops in. It's a 1-1 count against Jordan Baines. Baines is playing in his 5th game. Or rather, make that his 2nd game this summer. I was looking at E.J. Barnes. Pitch inside, and it's a 2-1 count against Jordan Baines. So 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Riptide trail 3-0 against the Bombers. Dylan Orr looking for that 3rd and final out here of this inning. Do it against Baines. Orr is set, looks at second, kicks and deals. Another swing and a miss, 2-2 count.
There you go. Get him to chase. 2-2's the count. You can set it up either way. If you miss, it's a full count. You can take the risk, but you could also try and get that put away pitch by putting it in a location he can't reach and hoping that he swings once again.
See if Orr can put away Baines here with a 2-2 count. Gets a sign he likes. And his 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He works around that error to E.J. Barnes to let him get on. And since then, it's 3 straight Ks from Dylan Orr. Bottom of the 6th coming up next. The Riptide have Nunez, Sabo, and Romero down 3-0 against the Bombers. It's the bottom of the 6th inning. The Riptide trail 3-0 against the San Diego Bombers. Aiden Pham alongside Avi Singh with you. Slater Nunez, Jarrett Sabo, and Sean Romero due up in this inning for the Riptide. 2, 3, and 4. Orange County looking to chip away at that lead for the Bombers. Inning starts with Nunez. Hinojosa's first pitch is low and outside for ball 1. But, Avi, I think we got to talk about Hinojosa's done a really nice job against the Riptide lineup tonight. So far, it's 5 scoreless frames.
Yeah, here on Bark at the Park night, we haven't really heard any barks from the Riptide bats, more so whimpers, just 3 hits compared to the Bombers' 7, and it really hasn't gone their way, but of course, we call them the Rally Tide for a reason. This is a team that you may see go down, but certainly aren't out, so we'll hope that their fortunes can change here.
Riptide have shown the resiliency time and time again to begin this season. They're in game 8 of 44. Right now, attention on Slater Nunez, 2-1 count. He swings and misses, 2-2 count against him.
And they really can't find a way to figure out Hinojosa, which is interesting because of his struggles in his last start against the Riptide, but I guess he's found this lineup out somewhere.
Back out there for a 6th inning, Hinojosa smashed out towards left field, working back Fanelli towards the warning track, and he makes the grab backing up. Allowed out number 1 from Slater Nunez, but he's retired, and up comes Jarrett Sabo.
Yeah, Loud is right. He hit that thing all the way out to left field, but it just stayed in the air for way too long.
No wind here at Great Park tonight. Those flags in center field straight down. Omaha, the Bat Dog, I believe that's 3 for 3 on the day.
I think it's more like 6 for 6. I feel like we've seen her out there quite a bit, but she's delivered every time.
Yeah, not a single error on the board. The Riptide had 1 error back in the top of the 6th that allowed a runner on, but Dylan Orr struck out 3 to get out of the inning. Jarrett Sabo swings at the first pitch, drops it in a left field fair. Sabo races around first, heads for second. He's in there standing up. It's a stand-up double for Sabo, his first hit of the ball game.
That's the type of hitting that the Riptide have been missing throughout the game, and exactly what they need to get back in it.
So the CCL hitter of the week delivers there. And Omaha, the bat dog, once again retrieves the bat. A little of a interesting route there, but she gets it back to David Lamb regardless.
Well, she just had to show off her skills to the Bombers' dugout before she went back.
Sean Romero coming up. 2-run home run against the Saints on Tuesday. He's up with a runner in scoring position in Sable. Off-speed pitch misses away for ball 1. Riptide tonight are 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. Looking for their first run, trailing 3-0 down in the bottom of the 6th against the Bombers. The 1-0 from Hinojosa. Into the opposite batter's box, a nice grab from Baines. It's a 2-0 count against Romero. Romero singled in the 4th. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Catcher at a Pepperdine. 2-0 from Hinojosa, sent into the net behind home plate. It's a 2-1 count. Romero was 0 for 1 when he came in late to catch on Wednesday. That snapped his 3-game hit streak. Has a hit in this game against the Bombers. Right now, faces a 2-1 count with 1 away. The pitch from Hinojosa is down. It's a 3-1 count against Romero. Trying to get aboard for the second time tonight.
Yeah, good at bat here for Sean Romero. Just needs to find a way to get aboard and create some sort of a chance for the Riptide.
Hit .298 at Pepperdine this past year. .364 right now with Orange County. 3-1. And a good take from Sean Romero. He's on with the walk, and it's runners on first and second for Orange County. And up comes Landry Stamps.
Well, there you go. 2 runners aboard, 1 out, and a good hitter. And Landry Stamps. His bat's been quiet tonight, but I'd say he's sure due for something.
Definitely feels like he's due. He's a combined 1 for 11 against the Riptide, or rather the Bombers this season. Trying to extend his 3-game hit streak, though. 2 runners on. First pitch to Stamps. Swings and sends it back foul. 0-1. Tyler, junior college player. He's committed to play at South Carolina. Hit .333 there this year. 13 home runs with 51 RBIs. Jarrett Sable doubled. He's on second. Romero was walked moments ago. He's on first for Landry Stamps. The 0-1. He takes outside. 1-1 count.
Yeah, good eye that time to lay off on the outside fastball. It's a pitch that could go either way, but Hinojosa just misses the edge of the plate.
Riptide had 2 runners on in the bottom of the 5th. They left them both stranded. Here's a strike to Landry Stamps. It's a 1-2 count. So far tonight, 4 left on for Orange County.
Well, he hasn't put the bat off his shoulders so far here against Hinojosa in this at-bat. He needs to take a swing here with 2 strikes.
Hinojosa is set and is 1-2. Misses outside, evens the count at 2-2. Well, we saw the bats were not really able to get going yesterday against the Foresters. They did come out on top, 2-1 though. Right now they're looking to get something here with Landry Stamps. 2-2 pitch inside. It hits Landry Stamps, so now the bases are loaded after the hit by pitch.
Well, there you go. Your tying run is at first, and your go-ahead run steps up to the plate. And Dennis Fitzpatrick, you saw an appeal there before Stamps took first, and the reason why is because he had checked his swing, so they just had to make sure that he didn't cross the plane. Otherwise, it would have negated the hit by pitch, but thankfully Stamps laid off, and now you have a bases-loaded situation for Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick was hit by a pitch when he last came up in the 5th. He's up now with the bases juice, but before then, it's a mound visit for San Diego.
And you wonder if Hinojosa's day might be done here with how long he's been out there on the mound for the Bombers. Already 77 pitches now, so you do have Bomber warming up in the bullpen.
He's been stellar So far for the Bombers, 5 scoreless innings, but facing some tough challenges here. Bases loaded for the first time today for Orange County. You got Dennis Fitzpatrick due up. Bombers will leave Hinojosa out there. One away here in the bottom of the 6th. The Riptide trail 3-0.
Just want to make sure that your pitcher still feels good with the bases loaded. There is one out here, and we have seen 2 inning double plays so far that have been turned by this Bombers defense. Certainly don't want a third here. Although I can guarantee you that's probably what they're going to go for.
Dennis Fitzpatrick, he's 0 for 5 against the Bombers this season. So what a time it would be for his first hit. First pitch is a strike from Hinojosa, 0-1 the count. Fitzpatrick out of Pacific. He didn't play there this year. He entered tonight hitting .222 with Orange County. Bases loaded, 0-1 pitch. And swing and a miss for strike 2. 0-2 against Fitzpatrick, and now Hinojosa looks for his 5th strikeout of the day.
He swung at an outside fastball. Have to be patient here. Can't afford to swing at everything. Just because you're down by 3 runs on the bases are loaded doesn't mean that you still shouldn't fight to have a good at-bat and see your pitch as well.
0-2 from Hinojosa. Outside, and it's a 1-2 count. It was 3 runs across in the top of the 4th off the home run from Gannon Dwyer to give the Bombers a 3-0 lead. The Riptide have the bases loaded with 1 away, and Dennis Fitzpatrick is up. Here's the pitch. In the air out towards right field. It's foul, and we do 1-2.
You just have to find a way to get at least 1 run in. You have a power bat on deck in Thomas Cernius, so if you can set him up with another good opportunity, that's your best bet.
Cernius is 2 for 2 today with 2 singles for the Riptide. He's in the on-deck circle. Attention to Fitzpatrick, though, for Hinojosa. 1-2. Ground ball to short. It's bobbled by Barnes. He flips to second for 1. The turn to first, not in time. So Jarrett Sabo comes through for the Riptide for their first run of the ball game. Out at second is Landry Stamps, and Fitzpatrick is on first. Romero moves up to third. It's a 3-1 lead for the San Diego Bombers here in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, the Riptide just have to count their blessings that wasn't yet another inning-ending double play. Thankfully, though, E.J. Barnes ended up bobbling the ball, and because of that, the Riptide finally got a run on the board.
Yeah, it looked like a double play off the bat, right? Bobbled over there at short by Barnes, and Riptide take it. 2 outs, up comes Thomas Cernius, 2 for 2 today. He takes the first pitch, a ball outside for a 1-0 count. Singles in the 2nd and the 5th today for Cernius. Was 3 for 3 on Wednesday also against the Bombers. 2-0 count against him.
He seems to love hitting against this Bombers team. No surprise to see him back in the lineup again. And, of course, as you said, 2 for 2 on the day, but his biggest hitting opportunity here.
Runners on the corners with 2 outs in a 3-1 ball game that the Riptide trail in. Pitch misses inside towards Cernius. 3 straight balls here from Hinojosa.
Might see him pitch around here and walk Cernius, especially with him being 2 for 2 on the day. Not the worst thing in the world when you have a hot hitter at the plate, and then Boudreaux next, who's 0 for 2.
3-0 pitch swung on by Thomas Cernius in a right field. Cashes in Romero from third, an RBI single, and the Riptide cut the lead to 1. It's a 3-2 ball game here in the bottom of the 6th.
I told you he loves hitting against this Bombers team. He goes back up and does it again. 3 for 3 on the day is Thomas Cernius. There's his biggest hit right there, the RBI. Loves to power it through that right side of the infield, and he does so once again. Just like that, a 1-run ball game.
Riptide unfazed, down 3-0 against the Bombers. They've already scored 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Working with 2 outs and a runner on first and second, Bradley Boudreaux. Hinojosa, first pitch swinging, is planted foul on home plate. 0-1 the count against Boudreau, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Popped one up to third in the second. He struck out looking back in the fifth. Well, Hinojosa entered this sixth inning after 5 scoreless innings from the Riptide. He's given up the first 2 runs for Orange County today. Right now they're looking to tie it up. Boudreau, the batter at the plate. Hinojosa, the righty, takes a couple peeks at second. His pitch home, set in the air. It sinks in right field. Windmill around third for Fitzpatrick. The throw won't go home, and sliding home safely is Fitzpatrick. It's a tie ball game. What a rally from the Riptide here in the 6th.
As I call them, the Rally Tide. He's showing the reason why here. This team loves going down and then striking you right in the gut when it matters later in the game. Seen it all season so far from the Riptide. We saw it yesterday in Santa Barbara with that big 7th inning. Here they are rallying again.
Tie ball game, that's the day for Hinojosa. The Bombers will go to the bullpen. We'll introduce you to the new pitcher when we come back. It's a 3-3 ball game here in the bottom of the 6th. Well, Avi, you call them the Rally Tide, and they've certainly rallied here in the bottom of the 6th. 3 runs across so far, the Riptide trailing 3-0. They've tied it up and looking to add on with 2 outs as Reed Montgomery comes up. Runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Well, Aaron Mingo is the new pitcher in the game, and all I have to say is that he's coming into this one with an 81 ERA. So certainly a guy the Riptide look to strike against.
Mingo has struggled this season. He's looking for one good outing. Boudreau takes off, pitches a ball, throw to second, sliding in head first, and he's out. So Boudreau caught stealing. That's the end of the 6th inning. The Riptide, though, 3 runs come across. It's tied 3-3, headed towards the 7th inning. Dayton Thompson is in the game for the Riptide here in the top of the 7th inning. Jackson Summers, Isaac Costanin, and Gianluca Finelli due up here for San Diego. Avi Singh and Aiden Pham with you. The Riptide trailed 3-0. They scored 3 in the bottom of the 6th. Here we are in the top of the 7th. The Bombers trying to regain the lead. Thompson makes his 3rd appearance of the summer. Fastball first pitch. It's a strike, 0-1 against Summers.
Dayton Thompson's been pretty solid out of the pen for the Riptide so far. A .270 ERA in 2 games. 3 in the 3rd innings pitched, 3 hits, just 1 run given up, 2 walks and 2 Ks. Had that save back on opening day against these Bombers.
He's quickly ahead in the count, 0-2 against Summers, who's 1 for 3 today. He had a single in the 5th that was left stranded on 3rd. You talked about that appearance on opening day as the 0-2 pitch. Misses high, it's a 1-2 count. He also pitched against the Waves back on Sunday. 2 1/3, 2 hits, 1 earned run, and 2 strikeouts. So he comes into tonight with a .270 ERA in 3 1/3 innings of work. Down and outside, 2-2 count against Summers. 4th pitcher used today for the Riptide. He comes in place of Dylan Orr. Orr did a really nice job with traffic on the base paths. As he 2-2 from Thompson. Hard hit ground ball through the right side of the infield. Base hit to lead off the 7th for the Bombers. It's Jackson Summers.
It's been a solid day for Summers at the plate. 2 for 4 now with a pair of singles back to back.
Brings up Isaac Costanin, who's 1 for 3 as well. Singled in the 5th, and he has 2 groundouts to first. Final line on Dylan Orr, by the way. It's 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, and 4 strikeouts. Costanin, the lefty, digs into the batter's box. Summers over there on first. He had 15 steals this past spring. Costanin swings at the ball. It's to second. Glove by Fitzpatrick. To second for 1. The turn to first for the double play. Nice job from the Riptide defense. And now there's 2 outs.
I have to say it was a great recognition by Dennis Fitzpatrick at second base to realize how hard that baseball was coming in. He was able to react quick enough and make the play. And the Riptide, giving the Bombers a taste of their own medicine, turned in the double play.
This is Gianluca Finelli for the San Diego Bombers. 1 for 3 today. He singled in the 1st. Grounded out to 3rd in the 3rd inning and flew out to right. Bouncer right back to the mound. Thompson has it. Flips, and that's out number 3. Riptide get the double play, and Thompson finishes the inning. We head to the bottom of the 1st. The Riptide now a chance to take their first lead of the ball game. They'll have Montgomery, Harrington, and Nunez up when we come back. Reed Montgomery leads off the bottom of the 7th inning for the Riptide. It's a 3-3 ball game. Montgomery today, he's reached once. That was a walk in the 2nd. He was out on a double play, and in his 2nd time up, he flew out to right. Aaron Mingo back out there for another inning of work. He came in place of Hino Hossa. Montgomery drills a baseball out towards right field. Shoemaker working back, and it's out of here. Home run, Reed Montgomery. His first of the summer, and he's given the Riptide a 4-3 lead.
I can't believe we have a game where we have 2 home runs at Great Park, but anything can happen in baseball. How about Reed Montgomery? Felt like he was due for something big forever, and he just decides to hit it out of the park to take the lead just like that.
That one's got to feel good for Reed Montgomery. 2 home runs last summer with Orange County. He's got his first of 2026, and it's a big one. 4-3, the Trojans after the Riptide, after trailing 3-0, are up 4-3 against the Bombers.
Well, my USC broadcast partner here seems to think we're at Dado Field, but of course that's not the case.
Hunter Harrington, big swing and a miss. He struck out 3 times today.
You know, I feel bad for Aaron Mingo because I mentioned his 81 ERA, and the first batter he actually gets to face, he gives up a home run. So, sorry about that, kid.
1-1 count against Harrington.
We'll see what Mingo can do to work back here. He had that 81 ERA because he only pitched a third of an inning in his last game against the Riptide. So if you keep wondering why that was the case, that's what it is. But it was a tough go of things for him. 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, no Ks, and now the homer to Montgomery as he looks to get back on track.
2-1 count against Harrington. Mingo the pitch. Skied in the air out towards right field, working over Shoemaker. And he makes the catch for out number 1. Way to track it down for Shoemaker down the right field line.
That was quite the hustle play out there in right field from Shoemaker. He had all that ground to cover, and he went out there to make the catch, saw the ball along the fence there in the dark. A good first out.
Or rather, I'm mistaken. He didn't catch the ball because Hunter Harrington's still up.
Oh, thank you for misleading me, Aiden.
I thought I saw an out signal.
I thought I saw him catch it too, but
fly ball to center field, working over Summers and Finelli. It's Summers, and now Harrington is out.
okay, so you know what? They get the out anyways, but
So instead of a fly out to right, it's a fly out to center field. Was I wrong? I thought I saw
apparently you were. I guess the ball must have gone over the wall, but either way, I still have to give credit to Shoemaker out there on right for covering all that ground. That was an impressive feat out there.
So there's one away here in the 7th inning. Slater Nunez takes a ball, 1-0 the count. Reed Montgomery led off this inning with a solo home run. It gives the Riptide a 4-3 lead. Slater Nunez is up with a 1-0 count. Mingo a big breath and his pitch. Crushed in the air towards center field. Summers is under it, and that's out number 2.
I'm just still in shock that we have 2 home runs in one game at Great Park. I mean, how often do you see that here? 362 to left, 362 to right as well, 325 in those shallow lines, but that right field wall seems to be the sweet spot for these long bombs. All 3 of them in the season have been hit out there.
That one was courtesy of Montgomery. It's the 3rd home run of the season for the Riptide. A guy who has one of those 3, it's Jarrett Sable who's up. He takes the ball, the first pitch from Mingo, a 1-0 count. Was that you who said that balls don't fly here at Great Park earlier?
Unfortunately, yeah, it was.
2 home runs here tonight in this game as the 1-0 inside towards Sable. It's a 2-0 count. I will say that first home run from Dwyer barely got over. That one from Montgomery definitely looked like it was over by a decent amount.
Speaking of things that barely got over, that baseball barely got away from Sable. I thought for a second it caught him on the thigh, but it appears he moved away in time.
Instead, it's a 2-0 count. And Sable crushes a baseball to right field as well. Shoemaker can't get to it. It's a foul ball. So a good piece of hitting from Sable, but it drops foul, and it's a 2-1 count.
Yeah, if he had lined that fair, that probably would have been another double for Sable. Another good run from Shoemaker out there. Seems to be an athletic guy over there in right field. And Sable's heading to the dugout without an out. Not sure if he's looking for a new bat here.
Yeah, that's exactly what Sable's doing. So on Bark in the Park night, Sable tries to find a new piece of bark. And it's a 2-1 count against him when he's ready.
I see what you did there.
Thank you. Oh, and that's the third bat that he's going to get in this inning. So Jarrett Sable finds a bat that he likes. Not sure if that bat was cracked or something, but Sable wants a different bat. He's 1 for 2 today. He had a double in the 6th, came around to score. Popped one up to short, and he was walked in the 1st. He also stole a bag in this game. 2-1. High pop up, and it drops fair, or rather foul on the right side. Evens the count at 2-2.
Up until that 6th inning, the Riptide offense was all bark, no bite. But finally, that big inning, they were able to get something together. And then, of course, the power blast from Montgomery.
See what you did there as well.
Trying to fit in as many dog puns as we can here. Bark at the Park night.
2-2 from Mingo. Misses away, and the count is full against Sable.
It was a good pitch selection that time, 2-2 count, so you have one more to waste. Went with the slider outside, just couldn't get Sable to chase.
Sable was named the CCL Hitter of the Week this past week. Right now it's a 3-2 count with 2 outs. Time is called. Sable steps out. He's back in the left-handed batter's box. Couple half swings, and he's ready for the payoff pitch from Mingo. Here it is. Fly ball out towards right center. Shoemaker races in, slides, and makes the catch. Great play from Shoemaker out there in right field for out number 3. Reed Montgomery, though, a solo home run over the right field wall gives Orange County a 4-3 lead. Welcome back to Great Park. 4-3, Orange County in front. And Thompson returns out there on the mound. He faces Mark McNaney to lead off the 8th inning. Two straight balls from Dayton Thompson. It's a 2-0 count. McNaney today, he's 1 for 3. He had a single in the fourth, came around a score. Grounded out to third and also struck out swinging in the fifth. 2-0 pitch. Misses away. It's a 3-0 count.
Well, McNaney quickly ahead in the count here. Thompson has to look to settle in and try and find something in the zone. 3-0 count. We'll see if he goes with the old fastball down the middle.
3-0 pitch. And there's a strike, 3-1. Mark McNaney out of Regis. Saw limited action as a freshman there. Pitch called a strike, and just like that, Thompson's back in it. 3-2 count, and looking for the Riptide's 6th strikeout of the night. At .429 at Regis this past season was McNaney. 3-2. Loses the bat and sends the ball foul right towards his own dugout.
We're lucky that bat rolled along the ground because that went right towards Thompson. Thankfully, it didn't get anywhere near him.
Yeah, on Bark in the Park night, that would have been rough. Three-two, swing and a miss. Sixth strikeout of the night for the Riptide, and that's one away here in the 8th.
A great job from Thompson to settle in there. Down 3-0 in the count. He comes back and works the strikeout.
You're cracking me up over here.
You're the one that made the dog pun there, partner.
So one batter is retired, and up is Dylan Towning. We'll calm down, I promise. Towning's a lefty. He's 0 for 3 today. The pitch from Thompson is a strike. It's an 0-1 count.
Yeah, it's been a rough outing for Towning. I know you used it. I just felt like using it again there.
You can't take my pun.
Well, you used it in 2 different ways.
That's true. 0-2 misses low. It's a 1-1 count. We'll say we saw a decent amount of dogs here pre-game, but looking out now, not seeing a lot of them left. As he won 1 swing and a miss, 1-2.
I like what I'm seeing so far from Dayton Thompson. It's been a good outing. Just keeps pounding the zone. Even when he gets behind in the count, he knows how to adjust.
And the 1-2 misses outside, evens the count at 2-2.
And each pitcher had a pretty solid day as well. I know Crystal gave up that 3-run homer, but it looked for a second like he was going to get out of that inning, right? Unfortunately, Dwyer just got able to get over the wall. But I'll tell you what, these Riptide pitchers have looked good so far.
Yeah, Thompson shows off the speed. It was a ground ball to second. Fitzpatrick throws to first. Thompson is there to retire Towning.
When you think about the pitching staff just overall in the season, the way that they performed yesterday against the Foresters to hold that team to just 1 run is impressive. And what a day it was. Sammy Kova had 4 excellent innings on the mound. Austin Kirkwood was very solid. He gave up the run, but it was unearned. That was just on a wild pitch, but he had a good outing too. Jackson Pace, of course, we talked to him earlier, and then Jack Wade, who came out to pitch the last 2 innings. I'll tell you what, the way this Riptide pitching staff has been so far this season, it's the makings of what could be a squad that goes very deep in the postseason.
Yeah, they're tied with Caneo for the 2nd best ERA in the CCL. This is E.J. Barnes, by the way. He reached when he was last up. That was an error against Dylan Orr. 0-1 of him. High pop up, and it's back foul. 0-2 the count.
Well, Thompson doing his setup job well. He just needs to get 1 more out here, see if the Riptide can get some insurance in the 8th, and then we'll likely see Sam Petrocelli in the 9th. We were talking to Sammy earlier, and he said that he's going to be in more of a closer role this season with the Riptide, so we'll see if he comes out to pitch the 9th, but first it's up to Thompson.
0-2. Bounce to third, scooped up by Boudreau. Long throw, he makes it for out number 3. Thompson sends them down 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's Romero, Stamps, and Fitzpatrick when we come back. It's the bottom of the 8th inning here at Great Park. 4-3, the Riptide in front of the Bombers. Aiden Pham, Avi Singh with you. We're having a good time up here on a Friday night. Sean Romero. Sean Romero leads off the inning for the Riptide. And there's a ball from Mingo. It's a 1-1 count.
It's been a good outing so far for Romero, a single and a walk. Had that pop-up in his first at-bat, but he's been good so far.
Inside 2-1 against Romero. Yeah, you talked about that walk in the 6th. He came around a score. He singled in the 4th, was out on the double play. 2 balls and 1 strike against him. Mingo looks for out number 1 here of the 8th. Lifts a ball, and it goes back foul. Baines try to chase after it, but he runs out of real estate. It's a 2-2 count.
Well, how about the 1-2 punch of Sable and Romero so far this week when the both of them bat next to each other in the lineup? It worked on Tuesday. It's worked again here tonight. I think it's something that Coach Evans might want to look at going into future games when both these guys are starting. It always feels like Sable's able to get on and Romero's able to deliver right after.
And we're at that point in the season where the lineup starts to solidify as Romero is batting 4th today for the Riptide. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. It's inside, 3-2 count against Romero.
Yeah, good eye there to lay it off. Great pitch from Mingo to try and jam up Romero with 2 strikes, but he's not biting.
Riptide up 4-3. They're trying to go 4-0 to begin the season against the Bombers. Payoff pitch. Sent foul on the right side. Redo 3-2. The Riptide were 4-2 against San Diego last year. Orange County won on opening day 4-2 against the Bombers. They won last Friday 13-0. Back on Wednesday, Riptide came out on top 7-2. Right now they're leading 4-3. 3-2 to Romero. It misses outside, and it's ball 4, and the second walk that Romero has drawn today.
Well, this is certainly the closest of those 4 ball games all season, closest since that first one on opening day. A good battle tonight between the Riptide and the Bombers, and of course the story of the game, the long ball for both teams, that 3-run homer for Gannon Dwyer, and the Reed Montgomery home run to take the lead for the Riptide.
Riptide trailed 3-0 in this game. They've come back, and they're on top by 1 run, but looking for some insurance runs here in the bottom of the 8th. This is Landry Stamps. Fouls it off on the left side, 0-1. Stamps was hit by a pitch in the 6th today. He's looking for his first hit of the game. Make his hit streak 4 games. He's on a 3-game hit streak entering tonight. Potentially his last chance here as the throw over to first and back head first is Romero. It's a lefty on righty matchup here between Mingo and Stamps. 0-1. Stamps swings and misses for strike 2.
Stamps was certainly gunning to keep his hit streak alive there. Big swing on the fastball outside, just couldn't make any contact with it.
Runner on first is Romero after his leadoff walk. Up comes Stamps. He's batting 5th for Orange County tonight. Mingo is ahead in the count. His 0-2. Got a piece of Landry Stamps, and it's not a hit, but Stamps is on for the 2nd time today, and the 2nd time he's been hit by a pitch.
Yeah, he's not going to feel good tomorrow morning. 2 hit by pitches, man. I'll tell you what, that's got to hurt.
So runners on first and second for the Riptide. The Riptide will travel up to Arroyo Seco tomorrow to take on the Saints. They were there on Tuesday night. You were there, Avi, where Orange County came out on top.
It was a fun game on Tuesday. It was a nail-biter, went all the way down to that last out. It's an interesting ballpark over there in Pasadena, and old stadium and Jackie Robinson Field, a historic site built all the way back in 1933. And because of that, the dimensions get a little funky when you get to the outfield, but it makes for some entertaining ball games. We saw that on Tuesday, and we could see that again tomorrow night. Of course, you and Sam Evans will be on the call for Riptide Radio on that one.
Yeah, you can catch me and Sam on Mixler, our OC Riptide Radio. Should be a fun one between the Saints and the Riptide. Just a 1-run lead for Orange County here in the bottom of the 8th. They've got 2 runners on, though, with no outs for Dennis Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick has also been hit by a pitch today. That's 3 Riptide hit by pitches that they have drawn. First pitch misses low. It's a 1-0 count against Fitzpatrick.
And if you want any sort of insurance run to widen this 1-run lead here, now's as good of a time as any. Runners on first and second, nobody out, and a good hitter at the plate in Dennis Fitzpatrick.
1-0 pitch. Sent into the netting behind home plate. It's a 1-1 count. This is certainly one of the more tight games that these two teams have played, right? We saw the 13-0 win from Orange County last Friday. The Riptide won 7-2 on Wednesday, but right now it's a 1-run ball game, 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th. 1-1. Make that a 1-2 count now against Fitzpatrick.
It's been a great week for baseball. You have to appreciate how close these Riptide games have been this week outside of that Wednesday night contest against these Bombers. 6-5 on Tuesday against Arroyo Seco, 2-1 yesterday in Santa Barbara, and now 4-3 here. It's been a great week if you're a baseball fan. Plenty of good Riptide action.
And we're just getting started. It's only game number 8 for the Riptide. Still a long ways to go. Obviously, the Riptide have goals of winning the CCL championship, and with the start they've had so far, I wouldn't say that's too far out of reach.
Especially, again, when you talk about how good this pitching staff has been. Of course, pitching the hallmark of any great team, any championship team. Think about defense wins championships. In baseball, it's pitching, and this is a Riptide staff that can go out and do it. They have the hitting support that they need, a gritty group of players. We've seen them rally time and time again throughout these first 2 weeks when they're down in the game, and it's just a good baseball squad. Plenty to like about this Riptide team.
It's a 6-1 start for Orange County. Trying to make it 7-1 after tonight against the Bombers. The 1-2. Lifted foul on the right side. It stays at 1-2 against Fitzpatrick out of Pacific. He didn't play this past season at Pacific. He spent some time at Golden West College prior to coming to Pacific, but an Orange County native here who grew up in Newport Beach. 1-2 the count against him with no outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch. Rolled on the ground down the left field line. Romero races around. He scores. Stop sign put on at third. It's an RBI double for Dennis Fitzpatrick to stretch out the lead. 5-3 Orange County.
Oh, there's your insurance that you need. Told you Dennis Fitzpatrick's a good hitter. He's going to find a way to get on board. Squares that into left field for a double. Riptide have put Aaron Mingo to work since he's gotten in the game. Almost at 30 pitches, and now a run off of him for some much-needed insurance to make it a 2-run separation.
Still no outs. Both runners in scoring position. Fitzpatrick's on second after his RBI double. Landry Stamps, who was hit by a pitch, is 90 feet from home on third. The batter, Thomas Cernius, who's 3 for 3 on the day. All of them singles from Cernius. Waves and misses at the first pitch for strike one. Cernius was also 3 for 3 against the Bombers on Wednesday. He had 2 singles and a double with 2 RBIs.
He certainly wanted his 4th hit on that swing. Went for the fences.
Here's the 0-1. Towering high, fly ball towards center field. Summers camps under it. He makes the grab plenty deep enough. Stamps races home. It's a close play actually at the plate, but he's safe. From second to third, Fitzpatrick goes, and the Riptide add one more. It's 6-3. And Landry Stamps is safe at home.
You can call it a sac fly on Cernius. 2 RBIs now on the day. A good day at the plate for him. And a smart heads-up play as well from Fitzpatrick to hustle over to third with that throw coming in home.
So some insurance runs for Orange County. It's now a 6-3 lead for the Riptide with Bradley Boudreau stepping up. There's 1 out here. Boudreau today had a single in the 6th, and he was caught stealing. That single was an RBI single, by the way. He chases and comes up empty for strike one. It was a good start for Hinojosa on the mound for the Bombers as the 0-1 to Boudreau. Fly ball towards left center. Grab made by Summers. Tag from Fitzpatrick. He scores. And the Riptide add one more. It's 7-3.
Well, you'd take that, a pair of sacrifice flies, and of course you'll trade those 2 outs for 2 runs. A 4-run lead now for the Riptide. Not a save situation anymore for who we expect to see in Sammy Petrocelli, but he'll be happy with that, working with a 4-run lead.
Hinojosa pitched 5 scoreless innings for the Bombers to begin this one. But since then, the Riptide, they've scored 3 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, and so far 3 runs have come across in the bottom of the 8th. Brings up Montgomery. Up and outside for ball 1. Montgomery had the go-ahead home run in the 7th to give the Riptide a 4-3 lead. And he loses the bat there. Big swing from Montgomery. The bat goes twirling towards first base, and Ramos, the first base coach for Orange County, gets out of the way.
Well, the distance that bat carried is pretty crazy when you think about it, the way that it went all the way out towards Anthony Ramos over at first base. I don't even know how a bat goes that far in a swing. But
Scott Stanley walked out of the Bombers' dugout to give Reed Montgomery some pine tar. Bat is retrieved from Montgomery. He's ready to resume his at-bat.
Did he took the pine tar?
He did.
What a friendly gesture from Scott Stanley.
1-1 the count against Montgomery. Catches the zone. It's a 1-2 count.
Yeah, I have to assume that he jokingly gave him the pine tar, but how about Reed to go out and take it from him? He'll say, you know what, why not?
Well, I don't know if he actually used it. He did pick it up, though, I thought I saw, and it's a 1-2 count regardless. And he loses the bat again.
There's no way.
So Montgomery is out. A big swing and a miss. And the pine tar comes out once again from Scott Stanley.
This is the most entertaining end to an inning I think I've seen, Aiden.
We head to the top of the ninth. The Riptide looking for 3 outs, up 7-3. It's the top of the ninth inning here at Great Park. The Riptide at 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here in the ninth, a 7-3 lead for Orange County. Sammy Petrocelli is in the game for the Riptide. I think we got to talk about the end of that bottom of the 8th. It was not 1, but 2 swings that Reed Montgomery lost his bat on as Nate Shoemaker leads off this inning for the Bombers. You don't see that every day.
Not only that, it was not 1, but 2 times that Scott Stanley came out from the Bombers' dugout offering Montgomery pine tar, which is hilarious yet disrespectful at the same time, I have to say.
A 1 from Petrocelli. It's a 1-1 count.
That is some next-level trolling right there from Scott Stanley to be able to do that.
We've had some fun moments in this one, partner.
It's been an interesting game.
That pitch misses. It's a 2-1 count against Shoemaker, who was hit by a pitch in the second and singled and came around to score in the 4th. Riptide looking for 3 outs here to close this one out. High pop-up towards the infield. Petrocelli makes the catch and holds on to it for out number 1. That would have been disastrous if he dropped it because Cernius ran into his own pitcher.
I get lucky there. Cernius sort of caught himself when he was about to crash into Petrocelli. Good stop from him.
So Shoemaker is retired. This is Gannon Dwyer, who has 1 of 2 home runs hit in this game. It's 1 by the Bombers, 1 by the Riptide. Petrocelli is out of Duke. He made his Riptide debut on Sunday. He went 1 inning, gave up 1 walk, no runs. Here's a 1-0 count against Dwyer. Made 2 appearances for the Blue Devils this past season. Petrocelli, ground ball, rode to second. Fitzpatrick has it, delivers to first for out number 2.
Yeah, well, we talked to Petrocelli earlier in the outfield. He was talking to us about his time at Duke. He missed most of the season with a shoulder injury, came back and served as a closer for the Blue Devils for the last 3 weeks. Said that's his primary plan here with the Riptide, and so far he's looking like a closer here. 2 quick outs in the ninth.
Pinch hitter here for Jordan Baines. It's Royce Davis. Strike from Petrocelli, 0-1. Bombers down to their last out, down 7-3.
We saw Royce Davis pinch hit in Wednesday's game, back out as a pinch hitter for Scott Stanley tonight. He also pinch hit in the 9th inning in that game, ended up striking out in his at-bat, and I'm sure Petrocelli would love to repeat that here to put this game to rest.
This is a 1-1 count against Royce Davis. Comes into tonight after playing on Wednesday against the Riptide. He came in to play first base. You talked about that outing as a ball there from Petrocelli. It's a 2-1 count. In his second summer with the Bombers is Royce Davis. 2-1. Misses inside. It's a 3-1 count against Davis. Petrocelli was able to limit opposing batters to hitting just 100 this past season. A swing and a miss, and it's a full count against Davis.
He's a good pitcher, has some solid stuff on the mound. He's showing it off here and is one pitch away from putting this thing to bed.
Bombers down to their last strike. Pitch, swing and a miss, and that's the final out of the ball game. The Riptide trail 3-0. They come back and win 7-3. Reed Montgomery with a home run in the 7th inning. And what a game it was for Orange County. Once again, Avi unfazed by any deficit.
I got one word for you, Aiden. Rally Tide.
Certainly the Rally Tide are on full display here tonight. I'll ask you this. Who's your player of the game? I have a feeling I know who it's going to be.
Reed.
It's got to be Reed.
Mr. Montgomery himself. That massive blast to take the lead. I mean, who else but Reed Montgomery? But credit to the entire Riptide lineup for that gritty 6th inning. What a way to work back into this ball game. If it wasn't for that, then there would have been no Reed Montgomery homer.
Yeah. Final line. The Riptide win 7-3 against the Bombers. Orange County is now 7-1 on the season. They lead the CCL South as of right now. The Bombers on the other side, they dropped to 1-5. Riptide 8 hits, 7 runs. Bombers 8 hits as well, 3 runs. The Riptide will head up to Pasadena tomorrow to take on the Arroyo Seco Saints. Sam Evans and I will have that for you on Mixler, the Riptide Radio. That'll do it for us here at Great Park tonight. Alongside Avi Singh, I've been Aiden Pham. Good night, everybody.